afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another 30 minutes of fun today. Today, we will sew, but we'll have more fun than sewing. Okay? So my name is Celine, as you can read it. And we're going to play, because that's supposed to be the real word. We're going to play with the Flower Stitcher attachment. I'd rather say attachment because it's big and it replaces the foot. So I'll switch my camera, and then you see I already attach it to the machine, because you know the screw is there and it's small here, and the screw, it's hard to, keeps falling. I don't want you to watch me for 5 minutes to when I attach the foot. Okay, so I'm going to read you something. I won't have to translate it. It's easier. So this attachment is probably the most unusual of all the presser feet, with a very little practical value. It is all about fun. We're going to play, and rarely you will get the same result twice, and this is true. You'll see my samples. It is a unique attachment that will work with any Low Shank sewing machine. What's a shank is the attachment height here, okay? If you have a High Shank machine, there's no adapter, don't buy it. Maybe buy a small sewing machine to be able to use that foot. Okay, I'm really joking now. And I'm a bit serious, but we all have more than one sewing machine in the house, or more than one computer, more than one TV. Maybe you start, if you have a high-end machine, probably you start with a small model like this here. Today I'm using 5300 QDC. I'll enlarge it, 5300 QDC, okay? And the machine is, oops, what's in the way? My lamp luminous from daylight. Janome imports it. See the intensity? You see how I need it? I wouldn't be able to make a 30-minute with you. Turn it on. Oh, look, nice and bright. And I can move it without a problem. It's on Dell. So you see the gold of the machine. It's not real gold, but still, it looks rich. Okay? Rich machine at a small price, I guess. Small price. You know what? When we buy, it's always expensive. When we sell, it's never expensive enough. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this is the foot. This attachment, this is the attachment. The attachment has parts. When you attach it, it's like a fork and the screw. I'm going to lower the presser foot and the needle. This here, it's called the driver arm. And it has to be over the needle bar. This is the latch. Yeah, latch. Adjustment screw. Okay. See? If you tighten it. Whoa, on the other side if you want to tighten it. Okay. Whoops. Okay. I can't do anything. I'll loose it. Okay. This is the ring, of course, and I'll zoom in very much. Excuse me. Because I want you to see the mark here. So if you push it good, small, medium, large, circles or flower, or name it the way you want, okay? I like to start always with large. This way, you know, sorry, I avoid the problem. I don't want to my stitches to be so dense at the beginning when you try something, okay? Oh, what is this? Okay, a zip of water. Must be the dust of the fabric. Okay, there's a few rules that we have to... before, sorry. Then, what is this made? What does this make? Circles, rings, stars, snowflakes, eyelet, flowers. You can cover buttons. You can embellish a garment, a plain garment. You can add to your home deck. You can add flowers, or you know what? What's the limit? Huh? What is the limit? As soon as we think of something, we want to make it. Okay? So this is my test. They're not all good, but I keep them anyway because I want to explain. If it's all good and you end up with a problem and I didn't show it to you, well, how will you find out? Okay. So you see, this is an exercise panel. I do not recommend to do this. To start with, to study that foot, we have to study it. Huh? I recommend to use just a small piece of fabric. This one is, I think, 5 by 5. Yeah, 5 by 5. Okay? You have to starch it with what? Or two choice. Or Ethereal Magic. Okay? Or you have to add, Janome Canada is a distributor of Madeira and thread and stabilizer. So one of them you can sew with Madeira thread, and you can stabilize, you can add a stabilizer with Madeira. Or if you don't want nothing at the back, Ethereal Magic. If you spray once, you let it dry, you iron it, and it's not stiff enough, second time, third time, no messy, no stain, nothing, you end up with no problem. Okay? Let's come back here. So now that you know the part of this flower stitcher, this machine has 400 stitch, but they're not all good. You see, this is not good at all for that machine. This is not good at all. Just remember, every time the machine, you hear one click, it's a one stitch. One stitch, one click. One stitch, one click. So if the machine go backwards, the machine will not go backward. This one is working like clockwise. It doesn't go reverse. You see, it's jam. So you have to, it's not working with all the stitches. And you know, I do recommend to start with simple stitches like a straight stitch, zigzag, multiple zigzag, blind hem, very overlock, serpentine. You'll see what I'm doing, okay? And you know, a simple stitch, so a straight stitch is simple. Gee, I'm gonna tell you. Straight stitch can make just a plain circle, but it's plain, it's nothing. Oh, but look what I did around here. One inside and one outside. So already, you know, you can combine and make it look different. That's what this is really playing, okay? So, I have to set my machine. How do I do this? I starch my fabric, so that I'm ready to go, okay? Then my machine, no feed dog. So feed dogs down. Feed dogs, it depends on which machine. Some machine you need to put a needle, not a needle plate, a plastic, a cover for your feed dog. Some, like this one, is at the back, lower your feed dogs. Just go back to your model instruction book and they'll tell you how to remove or lower the feed dog. So what makes it turn here it's a rubber underneath. I don't want to remove it, but underneath there's a rubber ring. And the pressure of your, let me show this to you. So this one is adjustable pressure for the foot or the attachment. So this at the highest pressure to make sure your fabric will go at the back. And then this foot here, this attachment. Also, I have to decrease my tension, the thread tension, yeah, upper thread tension, yeah, okay. Also, I don't go full speed, huh? I'm starting, okay. And then test. You know, when you do a test, then you have to understand that foot and try a few things to make sure that you will do something nice right at the beginning. So I like to start with something wide at the beginning. I'll lower again my, okay. I don't do it like usual. Okay? I don't do like usual. I keep my upper thread in my hand. And I will start very plain with a straight stitch. Okay? So lower my presser foot. Okay? One stitch down, one stitch up to bring the lower thread to you. And then start sewing. If you have an electronic machine like I do have now, you use those electronic buttons, huh? And if you don't, you use your foot control, you use your flying wheel, you use what you have. Okay, so I let it go. It's going good. Oh, I'm going to increase my speed, and I watch carefully, maybe one more stitches. You see how convenient it is to do stitch by stitch? I don't want to go over too much because sometimes it's nice and sometimes it's not. So what I'm going to do here, I want to lock stitch. If you don't have lock stitch, well, you know what? I'll do it right away. Okay, you don't have a lock stitch, you don't have an electronic machine, you pull, cut your thread on the side, and bring your upper thread to the back and tie a knot. Well, why you do this? You in front of the visitors. Come, come. Hey, hey. Well, okay, I got it. Okay, so I took my upper thread at the back. I can tie a knot and clip my thread. But if you have electronic machine, I can use the thread cutter. So that I'll show you how to do this. Let's show you with another stitch. Okay, I'll use multiple zigzag, and you know, this is too low. Okay, and then I want to use a wider stitch and a closer stitch. I can play with thread, I can play with stitch width, and I can play with stitch length. Okay, so needle down, pick up my thread, my bobbin thread, and go. And never wider than 7 millimeter your stitcher. Stop here, clip the thread, keep going. I don't want to go over. I don't want to go over twice right away, you see? So I'll watch it carefully, and then I see I'm missing some, but I'm afraid to do start. So another button, which is convenient, needle down. So I'm sewing stitches by stitches, and then I reach my starting point. So my star, or call it the way you want, is perfect. But I cannot cut my thread. I need to lock stitch. If I do lock stitch, you know, you remember I said every stitch this is moving, it won't stay at its place. So I'm going to trick the machine. Lock stitch, raise the latch. See, nothing move. Okay, finito. Needle up, and if I want, I can cut my thread. Okay, let's do it. Then you'll believe me. Okay, seeing is believing. Look at this. Is it cute? Easy. Okay, let's go again. Okay, so let's do something different. So I want my, what did I do wrong? Look at this. No stitch, no sewing. I didn't pull my lower thread. One stitch down, one stitch up. See? When I don't do something right, Celine, Okay, at least you see. You know what? Mistake is such a good class. You don't want to do it on purpose, but at least, you know. I'll do one turn. I'm moving nothing. I'll be careful. One more stitch. Okay. And this time, needle up. And I'm going to reduce the width of the stitch. I'll keep going over. Did I reduce the width? Oh, yeah. Okay. You don't see well. I did something similar before. Oh, not with that stitch. Okay, I understand. Okay, no, you won't see too much. Well, you'll see something, but it's not what I wanted to create. I'll do it again with the other stitch. Okay. Am I okay? Yes. Lock stitch. I'd rather take the screwdriver because I don't want to damage the tip of my tweezers or my nice scissors. You know, this is thin. Okay. Foot up. So look what's happening. You see, you create something else. It's not what I want. I want to do this. I want to do that one for you. But look what I did. So like a big and a small one. Okay? If you say, oh, I'm going to do something in the center, forget it. As soon as you move your fabric, you'll never be able to center the second row. Okay, I'll remove this after. Hold on. I will clip the thread already. Okay, and this is too big. Bah, let's go. And you see, I have a little sample, so I don't worry about the side of my machine. I want to reach my beginning. Okay, one more. Okay. And now I'm going to enlarge my stitch at the maximum. Look what's going to happen. And I can go like this. Okay, I'm almost there. I'll be careful. I'm there. Okay. Lock stitch. Lock stitch. I asked lock stitch. Raise the latch and it's going to lock. Needle up. I can remove this. And look how nice it is. So you have like 2 layers, one small, one big. You know, there's no limit to what you can create. You try and try and try and try. Okay? Then let's say I want to do 2 designs in a circle. Okay? So I'm going to choose 18, which is I'm using this one. This is not blind hem. This is blind hem here. But this one is like reverse. So it's the shell tuck. Shell tuck. And I'm going to enlarge at the maximum. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm at the starting point. Okay, lock stitch. Up. And then you say, well, that's nice. I don't remove anything. If I remove, I'm in trouble. Let's say I want to do inside, I want to do what's the name? A blind hem. I'm changing my modes here. Mode 1, blind hem. Inside. Okay. It's reverse. Go slow. Okay, one by one. Okay, lock stitch. Here. Raise. No. Okay, lock stitch. Needle up. Let me show you what I create. I want to remove this. There you go. So you see, my first stitch, my second stitch. I didn't move anything. Now you say, well, because it's the stitch I change. But let's say you want to create, let me show you something like this. A big design and then small design. It is different than that one, the one on top of the other. So one is inside, the other one is outside. Okay, let's go. I'll try here. Always start with the wide one, huh? I hope I have enough room. I start right away with needle down to pick up my bobbin thread. Got it. And then I'm going to change a stitch for sure, huh? So if I want to do this, I'm coming here, and it's stitch number 18. Okay, at the maximum. Okay, start. I'll stop because I want to clip my threads. Careful, watching a little bit. Okay, lock stitch. Okay, raise the latch and do the lock stitch. Now I want to put something inside. Let's say just a plain zigzag. Okay, the light. I'm just changing for the zigzag. Okay. Now, this is serious. Okay. If you don't want your design move like I did here, see, it's not even. Well, this is because you need to move and the fabric and the foot at the same time. But you cannot raise the presser foot. If you move it, the result is what I just showed you. So what am I doing then? Oh, I'm going to cheat the machine. Lower the pressure, okay? Pressure, okay? Of my foot pressure. Then holding everything and fabric and the circular attachment, the flower stitcher, and then the narrower position, and then I choose the zigzag. Look at this. I hope I'm okay. I have to be careful. I don't want to go over a few more stitches. Okay, lock stitch and raise the bar. Cut the thread, raise the foot, hey, and right in the center. Okay, so this is not the secret, but this is how you can achieve. Everything has to move at the same time, both fabric and if you move it just a little bit, oh, danger, danger, okay? And don't forget, after you release, after you see, you're going to be able to move it because you cannot lift your pressure foot. You have to release it, okay, to be able to move. But when you sew, you have to put it back. If you don't put it back, well, that's what I did a few places here. You see, not totally perfect. Look at the distance and no distance here. There's some designs are not good. It doesn't suit. It's not nice. It's not good, okay? And if you don't lock your thread or bring your thread at the back, it's not good. And some designs, you see here, they don't meet. It's no good. So that means it's not good for what I did. Maybe you can change the size, the stitch width, the stitch length. Maybe you can play with this. But look, all of the samples, okay? So this is what you have to do. Plain, and I can clip my thread because I use my lock stitch, or I use, am I okay? Yeah, I did it. And, or I bring my thread at the back if you don't have the lock stitch, whoops, okay. And that's it. Now, let me show you something else. Okay, so what you're going to do with all this? You don't know where, you find one day, you don't find the other one, and you don't, where is it? Well, we keep everything into place. Okay, look what I made. This is so simple, no pattern, nothing. So I would like to keep them in like a wallet. I'm saying wallet, but maybe you have another word, okay? I put a snap, remove, okay? And look at this, how nice and clean I did it. What did I use? Those plastic name tags, okay? So what I did, I removed what's inside, of course. And if you don't want the green, you cut the green here. They have to be all the same size, okay? And then I insert all my tests. When I finish when I have them, I don't insert to sew everything together. Let's say I cut the green and I insert everything all equal without the fabric. I fold it, you know, you cut as you go, huh? And I sew everything together. We really have strong machine, huh? Because this is really thick. So there's 10 thicknesses, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 altogether. 14 altogether to sew through everything. Look at this. The sewing is perfect with this regular sewing machine. Before, of course, I did a nice trial, I test many things just to make sure that I keep everything in place, you know. And it's a cover, and I know it's a flower stitcher, huh? I know right away when I look at it. Okay, so just by using your name tag plastic, you know, we throw them after a show. Well, we're women, we save everything and reuse everything. Okay, so this is my idea. You have other idea. When you buy that flower stitcher, it comes with a book full of ideas and how to use it, and ideas also. It's really a fun little thing, you know, not for Christmas, for every day. We don't use it every day, but it's nice. It's a nice toy. That's what I should say. Also, what are your reference? On Janome global site, you have Janome Bulletin, and Tokyo does this. You have the part number, but there's only one flower stitcher, okay? And there's 2 pages. How to use it, what can you do with it? See, you can use a twin needle, but maximum 7mm zigzag machine only, okay? So, and the stitch that you can use with them. Also, do you know Nancy Fiddler? She's an educator for Janome America, and she made, you can find this on the global site, not global site, janome.com. So she made 3 pages with ideas and what you should do. And this I found over the internet. So when you buy it, of course, you have the instruction sheet, how to use the flower stitch attachment and pattern sewing variation. They give you other ideas other than what I told you. So you keep everything nice and clean everywhere. And the last reference, well, Google is good, and Pinterest is good, and the blogs are good, and so you remember this. I keep talking about it. Presser foot book, but it's not in the presser foot book. It is in the specialty feed addendum, and there's 4 pages about the flower stitcher attachment. One doesn't interfere with the other one. The explanation is different. It depends who's talking, who is explaining, how the picture are. It's really different. So don't think you say, oh, I won't buy this because I have the instruction. Well, everything is different, okay? And your test will be different. There's no end to all these all our sewing toys. So I'll come back on my screen. So I thank you for watching. I'm okay, 34 minutes, okay? So until next live, I wish you fun with your flower stitcher attachment. Thank you everybody for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.